Hello, ladies and gentlemen. As we expand our Republic into the next 30 or 40 videos, or however many it's going to be, we are going to need to take a look at preparing ourselves for a huge amount of road traffic. We're going to have a whole bunch of touristy stuff happening over in here and over in this area here. I'm hoping to see lots of passenger flows and things of that nature. And then eventually, once we get there anyway, an airport will be formed. And this will also lead to potentially having lots of traffic and stuff going through here too. So in anticipation for that, I've been saying it pretty much the whole time here. I anticipate that this will be the busiest highway in our entire republic, at least for a little while. And so I would like to get ourselves situated with a cool interchange that can be here. And we're going to look at making this a 4-way interchange, I hope anyway. By the end of this video, we will have a nifty looking interchange that will be prepared and set up for lots of traffic to come. At least that's what I'm hoping for anyway. So we have our bridge right here. It's going to bypass all the local traffic in this area. It's going to hopefully allow the people who are over here to have like sort of a seamless experience as they get on this bridge and head all the way out to the interchange and not have to deal with all the extras that's going to be in here. And there will be quite a lot of cars in here for these extras. Okay, so to get started on this, we need to figure out where it's going to cross this main highway. So this road here and the two roads that are going on there are going to eventually cross this and the tracks and to come this direction. So to anticipate that, or I guess to get ahead of that, first I think what I'm going to do is we're going to plan on this road, of course, being right alongside this this bridge, okay? So the bridge, just for the sake of placing it, and having a nice, hopefully straight line here, we're going to go to about here with it. And this is just going to give me something I can run parallel to with the road tool. So if I go right up next to it and I can go in something like that, and then right up next to it and something like that. And now I have the road right up next to it like that. We're going to get rid of this now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to have it come out like that, bend, and like this, bend. And there is our road heading into here, okay? We're going to have this road come straight to this point, and I guess we could probably make it go like that. And then this one is also going to go over and go like that. And then it's going to come straight across here too. So we have sort of a four different intersections that are all going to be merged into one with a single traffic system, potentially stoplights. I don't know yet. And then we're going to say that this here. Now, I could have made this a roundabout, right? It's prime candidate possibly for a roundabout, right? The roundabout would take up too much space, I think. I don't know that, so I could be wrong on that, but I think it'll take up too much space for what I want to do with this interchange. If it doesn't, then, you know, whatever. I just didn't do it right. We'll have multiple different ways of doing things, okay? That's pretty much all it's going to be. So what we want to do is go out a little bit so I can get that azimuth, or I can just do it like this, which is probably what I'm going to do now anyway. Yeah, I'm just going to take it like this and make it go straight out this way. About there, looks like it's pretty straight. And then out this way, align that road up to where it's going about the same. It's hard to see with the trees like that, but yeah, the trees kind of threw me off a little bit there. And also, you have to keep in mind that this road actually curves, so it's not keeping straight with this when it crosses there either. So really, these roads aren't very straight anyway, to be honest. So maybe we will just use the math. Maybe we'll just do the math. So I need to make a section first because it won't give me the degree of offset there unless I make a section first. So we're going to have a straight section that goes about like that first. There we go. And this one will go about like that. Should be okay. And now I'll get the degree of offset there. So bring it all the way out to, let's say about... Go about... There's a lot of room to play there, isn't it? Go right there, and we'll go about, let's say, there with it. We'll get a road that travels all the way across this. Now, the interesting thing about this intersection is that it's not... These roads, right, they don't meet each other at right angles. And that's okay. But it just kind of creates a little bit of difference with how everything is going to go up and over and then underneath all the other roads, right? Because an interchange is all about kind of mixing and matching and sort of meshing these roads over and underneath each other so that cars can pass through it. By the end of this design, it doesn't matter which direction you're coming from, you should be able to either go straight or turn left or turn right, and you should be able to do so seamlessly with no intersections, other than intersecting with another road that's already traveling the same direction you are. And we don't want to get in the way of the trains here too, because I need to connect this rail here as well. So how are we going to do this? Well, we need to establish sort of like the rules initially, okay? And the rule is, for this, we're going to have 2 go up and 2 go down, right? Effectively, we have to do that. We have to work within the limitations of this game and the engine and sort of like the tools that the game gives you for making roads. I have to work within those parameters. So it's not as flexible as something like City Skylines, but there are some things we can do to make it work because tunnels exist. So that's what we're going to use. All right. So you can see that this doesn't quite go straight that way. It does kind of start going that way. And mostly that's just because of how the intersection, it doesn't, here, I'll show you. It doesn't allow me to meet anywhere I want. It's going to kind of be jittery a little bit, right? I can't go in between these 2 points. That's kind of why that's doing that. It's fine. Okay. So first thing is I'm going to measure out about, I'm going to say what, 90 or so? Let's go 90 meters. This is 100. We'll dial this back from the starting point, actually. Probably be better. Dial it back. So we're going to say starting point is about like 90 here. So this is about where I want my interchange to start, I think. This is about where I'm going to look to have it start. So right behind this, we're going to do a couple of things. Right behind this, we're going to come out this way, about like this. Should be fine. We're going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side of this road. So we're going to come over here and do the same thing here. All right, there you go. We're also going to do the same process and measurement with the other side. So from here all the way out to about 90 or so is about where I want that to be. So we'll do the same thing over here. We can bring it up and go about like, that's fine. Giving myself extra room is okay too. We don't need to be super tight with that. We'll go about there with it. Okay. And then we're going to pull back on this side. Needs to be a little bit further away because it is going to have to deal with the rail. So I either need to commit to going closer or farther away. We can try it closer, but I have a feeling I'm going to have to go farther away. In fact, I think I probably need to come up, say about, let's go about there with it. And I'm pretty sure is that close to where we need to be here? Let's see. We're at about 84 there, so coming a little bit closer. But I think it'll be okay. It's just that the rail is kind of right there where it needs to be. And then over on this side, we'll just quick measure about 90 again, about 95 there. That's fine. 92, whatever. And then we're going to go ahead and just make this come out about like that. That's fine. Give myself some extra room. Okay. So this gets us essentially how the roads are going to branch off or branch into each other. But we don't just want to have this road go up that way and over this way or go straight. We have to also be able to go that way. And this game does not allow you to do these 2 things are something you cannot do in this game. 1, you cannot make a single lane bridge. 2, you cannot merge, create intersections other than at ground level. So you can't make intersections underground or above ground. So in other words, we're not going to be able to raise up and then split the highway like so many highways do. So for this, we're going to use the 1-lane roads and we're going to bring it back like this first just to make it more fluid and smooth. If you come off of the lane right away, it kind of gets a little bit janky in my opinion. It kind of like really curves in tight. You can get a smoother presentation with it if you come a little bit back, but you have to hit F4 basically, and then you could do it in a custom way, which is I guess fine to do too. But I find the quickest way to do it is sort of like a balance between the time it takes you to do it and the results you get is just to come backwards on this side and then merge over like that. Sorry. And I could do the same thing with this side, except it's going to look better here, and it's actually going to be the proper direction here because we're actually going that way. These 1-lane roads will always go one way in the direction you drag it. So these are both going from right to left right now. You can switch this though by going to the 1-lane road tool and just dragging up like that. And now the whole road is going that direction. And so we're going to do that with each one of these They're going a partial or part of the way and then all the way over. And I need to do it a little bit tighter here because of that rail. But overall, it's going to look roughly the same. All right, so I just come in, make it one way like that, and then come on over here, bring it down a little bit and then over, bring it down a little bit and then over like that. This one can go a little bit further out. We can go out like that. There we go. And then we flip it to be like that. And then on this side, last side here, we go over like this and then down like so and flip it. Here we go. Okay, so this gives us our connections that we're going to need for merging a lane that's kind of staying on this side. So if this road is going to kind of connect with this, basically we're going to have this happen. Okay, easy. But we don't want to do that just yet, at least not for some of the roads. I think it's okay to do it on certain sides, though. This side is a good side to do it, actually. This is going to allow me to have the bridge follow along this road, which makes it look pretty clean. So I think on this side, that works really well. And this side is going to be under. This side's going to be over, connected. This one goes over. Yeah, so this one here, I think that's the only one I want to do it to, actually. So we're going to start our intersection by having this come up 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. And it could do this gradually. It doesn't have to do it really fast or anything. Gradual is fine here. Goes up 3 levels. So 1, 2, 3. And then from that 3 levels, it's going to merge this way. Now, what you got to do, hit F4 and turn it off. It's a nice, smooth, gradual sort of thing here. Okay. And then we got to check the posts. Make sure we're not. Yeah, it looks like we're pretty good. We should get a post right away here then. And then it should be able to connect right there. Yep. So this gives us a nice, smooth gradient this way. So if they're traveling this direction, it's a one-way street, right? If traveling this direction, you can get on this one and then go up and over. Now, I'd love to do this as a single lane, but the game does not allow me to do single lane bridges. So we're doing it as a 2-lane road, okay? Comes all the way up and does that. The second thing we want to do, much like the stream series, it starts out very similar to the stream series and how you have to make it. We're going to take this one. We're going to go up 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hit F4. And then we're going to follow along this road right there. And if we have F4 on it, we'll snap, kind of keep it sort of going along this one-way road here, one-lane road. When it gets over here, at level 5, we can't actually go up over top of a level 3. We need to be 3 levels above the current road to go over it. So level 5 is obviously only 2 levels up. But the thing is, it's actually not level 3 over here. It's only level 2 and level 1 over here. So the goal is to get this to come around and then wrap where it's lower here. That way I don't have to go up so high. So I can actually take this and go about like this and then hit F4 again. And I should be able... Maybe I have to go a little bit further. Oh, you messed it up. Okay. The game decided to do things. Yeah, it does that. Okay. So I want you to go like that. There we go. So you're going to wrap around about like that. Should be fine. And then when you get to about here, we are now over top of this. We can start dropping down. So we can go down to level 3 now, for example. And I can also start adjusting the curve a little bit so we're a little more favorable in that direction. So now we're at level 3. Level 3 brings us over here. And then we can now go also to level 2 right there. That's going to be fine for clearance. And now from here, we can just connect it, or I can bring it down fast. I'm going to do a little bit of a halfway point here. About there. We can save a little resources if I go down faster, but it's nice. It's nice and gradual. I kind of like the way that looks gradually like that. And then you connect there. That gives us the connection points that we need for having people who are going from left to right here able to go that way. And yeah, basically connects everybody up, which is nice. Now, right after this, you might be wondering how this highway is coming in. It's actually really easy. So this bridge is going to come down now because it doesn't have anything else to avoid. However, there might be other crossings right through here. There might be another road, for example, that will kind of come across this. So to anticipate that, I'm going to extend the bridge just a little bit more. I'm going to keep it in the center of these 2 roads, but we're going to extend it just a little bit more. And it's going to go about, I think maybe right about there should be okay. Yeah, this kind of leaves it up a little bit. I like it. And then from here, we're going to drop it down all the way to the bottom, about like say like that's fine. Maybe we take it back a little bit. It's a little bit steep right now. I don't like how steep that is. We'll take it back to about here instead. And then we're going to drop it down to the ground like that. All right. So the goal was to allow these guys to bypass all local traffic and get straight to the highway, which is what this is doing. So it's going to come down here. It also allows people to get from the highway and go straight over all the local traffic and get over to here. I'm going to make this a two-way. I don't know if that's a good idea, but I'm going to make this a two-way for now and see if that works, or see how well that works. Get rid of some of these extra points. I don't need them. I guess they're just going to be... That's just the segments of bridge I made, so I can't avoid that, I guess. Okay. So there's that. This road then needs to split and get over here. So we're going to have the one lane roads, and you're going to merge over like this. Now the issue here is that if you're going that way or whatever, right, we don't want people to like, let's say you're coming off this bridge and you want to go that direction, which I think probably most of the people driving on this bridge are going to want to go that way, but there's going to be a lot of people who want to drive this direction too, and they're just going to stay on this road. And then maybe some want to go that way, but probably not, because more often than not, they'll have a faster path if they took this road. But either way. So I'm looking at making it to where this road right about here merges there, and then this one is going to merge up. If I can get it to stick. It's not sticking. Here, maybe I can do it like this. And then come back like that. There we go. So this gives them a direct path into the highway, and it's going to permit them to get on the highway. And then if they want to go that way, they have to merge over right quick, which isn't great. I'm still thinking I don't like how fast that is. I want to give them more room, I think. So I am going to give them more room here. I'm going to take this back even more. I do want it to come out a little bit more, but I think that's mostly... I'll have to make sure that any crossings we have here... Any crossings we have, you're just not going to be able to do it. So if you're going to want to cross this road, you're going to have to come to this, turn right, go around the roundabout, and then turn... That'll have to be the path you take. Because I don't want this to be that sharp. I guess I can go a little bit more. I haven't quite got the spacing on this. You can't tell. The spacing is exactly how I want the spacing anyway. I haven't really figured that out yet. But I think we'll just commit to something, okay? So bring this down, and we're going to go about there with it. All right? There we go. Dropped it down low. We can actually bring it out as a road. Just one little stretch of road here would be okay. Probably. And then merge over. No, I think we just do it right away. Right, like that. Yep, and then from this side, like that. Okay. That gives everyone a chance to get where they would need to go and potentially bypass all this traffic. So we currently have, from this direction, you can go left, you can go right, and you can go center. Okay? This way, you can go right by taking this road, coming around like this. Okay? So you can take a right now this way. You can go straight, or you can go that way. Perfect. From this side, don't have that luxury right now. So this side is going to do another thing. Instead of trying to lift this up to like 6, 7 levels up and going over, like, it gets really absurd how high you have to go here. So instead of doing that, what we're going to do instead is go down. So this is time for tunneling, right? It's tunnel time. Okay. And so tunnel time, what we're doing right here, right? And I may actually need to go back to this side a little bit more because this looks really tight, but we'll see if we can make it work. Because I wasn't sure if I needed to be on this side of the tracks to start the intersection or this side of the tracks. I think for the sake of trains and stuff, it may actually be advantageous for us to scoot this back so that if you do want to take one of these tunnels, if you do want to take the tunnel, you don't have to wait for the train. I don't know. We'll see if we can make it work because the smaller footprint, the better. It's cheaper in resources too. So from this side, we'll start from this side. This side is going to go down 3 levels. So we're going to go, let's take F4 out of here. We're going to go down 3 levels. So we're going to go 1, to 3 levels down. And it goes green for us right there. And then we're going to have it come over and hook up with this one. And we want it to do that after it's already been underground for a little bit, because these segments have to be a certain length or they won't even build them. It has to be about there. And then I can take it from this spot. Should be enough to bring it up and connect it here. Not. So I have to go a little bit further out. That minimum length that the tunnel has to be kind of gets you. So one, I shouldn't need to come down anymore. I should just need to come over. Yeah, come over, please. No, you're not. Okay, you're not allowing me to do it. What's the deal? Too short. Curve it. Now it's not cooperating. It was cooperating earlier. Please cooperate. All right, I may have to go down a little bit more. So we'll go down one more level. And it goes out this far, let's say. And then from here, we can bring it up. It's not too short now, right? There it goes. All right. So there's our tunnel underneath. And this allows people from this side are going to be able to go down and come out this way, right? Easy. From this side, to make this a little bit more fluid, we're going to bring that back. And then we're going to have you... When you get these roads near the tunnels, they can sometimes be a little finicky. So I kind of want it to be nice and smooth and how it curves around. And so I'm trying to see what the smoothest curve is here. I guess that's pretty good. That's a pretty nice curve. I can deal with that. I like it. All right. And then on this side is another question mark because we're starting here instead of back here. And I was a little worried about that. And that's because this side has to go down a little lower. So this side, it has further to travel, so that's okay. So we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 5 should be able to go like that. I think. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And then from there, we can go underneath this one. There we go. That allows us to go under. Pretty good. And then from here, it needs to come up. It needs to come up fast so it can meet up with this. And that is the problem right now. It's like you have to go around long enough to get back up. So I'm gonna take this, and this is why I was a little bit concerned about the distance on this. But if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I go this way with it, then should be able to go up to 3 here. Lift it up and go to 3 here as I curve it. No, gotta stay down. Stay down. Yeah, I gotta stay down. Okay, so we'll stay down, but we're only gonna go to about here. Right there. And then from here, we can start lifting it up. So we lift it up as high as we can to get over onto this side. Over here. Oh my gosh, it's just not working. So there's definitely a way to do this, but I do think my design, I'm looking at it on my screen right now, and it definitely started this tunnel further back. This whole thing definitely starts further back. And to keep it consistent with the rest of this so that everything looks symmetrical and everything, we also scoot this road back too. So I did open it up to see. The tunnel can stay here, but the road has to change in this case. So here's how this works. We start it back, it looks like back far enough to where the tunnel is completely about like, it looks like here. And then the tunnel starts here. Yeah, so that the end of the tunnel does not interfere with the track. We need to go one more back. So one more back, about like this. This will look a little better. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels down from here. And then from there, we can go out. And because of it's all about that minimum length, the minimum that tunnel can be, right? That's what we're trying to kind of navigate around here. So right about there would be good. And then from here, we can bring it up and connect it like that. So that looks a little better, I think. Maybe they lose a little bit more speed because it's like pretty tight here. But it still looks better. And so on this side, the road still comes out at the same spot, but it crosses the tracks instead. So it ends up doing this. Doesn't look quite the same, like symmetrically, right? It's not quite the same, but it still works, and it does what it needs to do, and these points match up. So right here again, we're going to take this one-way road, and we're going to have you wrap around, and eventually, yeah, you wrap around like this. I think I kind of want maybe this to be a little bit more gradual to help with the speed. About like this would be fine. I'm all right with that. All right, that might be the same as it was just now, but I don't know. And then you go out like so. Okay. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is 25 minutes of intersection building. I hope you enjoyed that. One last thing I have to do, and that is to get this to go around. Now, this hugging the tunnel is going to create a problem. I remember that being a problem because of the rail and the fact that you have to have it be a certain length in order to get over the rail. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to come out this way. Then we're going to turn F4 off, and I'm going to actually do this kind of custom and bring it across like this. So I can't like ride with this for very long. And it's going to come out like this. And then it comes over like that. Like that. Okay. So that's done. That is our interchange that is going to allow all these cars. If I could change something, it would be allowing me to make intersections in midair, like allowing bridges to split and stuff. But I can't do that. So this is how we get around this. We use tunnels for two sides, and we use bridges for the other two sides. And that's it. So that's our plans for this. Now, once we get into this section here, we may possibly want to lift up another bridge in the middle here to allow for bypass again to get over to this side. You don't know it yet, but there is a huge city planned for this. Like Charleville's North in my head, where I think things are going to lay out and work. Charleville's North is going to be bigger than Charleville's and Charleville's West combined. It's bigger than this. The city that I have planned is bigger than this, and it's all fitting right here. We may even have to dig up this or fill in this lake a little bit, but it's essentially this area right here with an airport right here. Okay, so like there's airports and stuff planned, and there's some touristy stuff happening over here, and this intersection. That's the reason why this intersection is so important, because a simple roundabout is not going to be enough for the amount of cars. Hundreds of vehicles, I believe anyway, will be using this right here, and so it won't be enough. Going on that sentiment, there is a chance that this might get overrun too. It's possible that this roundabout will get overrun by cars coming from this side wanting to turn this way. And then cars also wanting to go this way, and vice versa. Cars coming from this side to go this way, because the people who live over here are going to need to get to places like the refinery to work, right? Or they might work in the other food factory, which I'll show you guys in a second, because we're going to put the other food factory in too. So they're going to want to work in these places, and this is how they're going to get there with the highway. So to help with that also, we're going to have another bypass in here too. So similarly to how we did this with the tunnels and the bridge over there, we're going to put another one in here that allows them to get around this roundabout without needing to actually go through it. Now, the simplest way to do this from only one direction, it only works in one direction. If I was going to make the road keep going this way, and I may do that, then I'll have to do a different solution. If this is only going to be three directions, so like this is a T, not a crossing, right? So you basically have to decide whether or not there's a road going this way or not. If there's no road going this way, then the fastest and easiest way to do this is just to come off of this side and then just have it go around. Like just take this road around the roundabout and, plop it in. Done. And you just bypassed it. No big deal. But since I am planning to have the possibility of another road going through here, right? Since that is a possibility, we're going to do a different approach to this just to make sure I have that flexibility for later. We're going to make, as you might have guessed, a tunnel. Oh yes, obviously we're gonna make a tunnel. The tunnel is gonna start probably there, I would suspect, and if it's gonna go down from here, it's gonna go 1, 2, 3 levels down. There we go. And remember, there's a minimum length, so let's make sure that we can conform to that. So we'll go as minimum as possible. Right, almost. Come on, turn green for me. I don't want to go that far. That's probably too far. We'll see. So we need this, and then we need it to go like this. Please. Come on. You can do it. Oh my gosh. You have to... Such a long segment is required. It's crazy. Right? And then we need to meet up with another road over here. So if there's a road, let's say here. I'm wondering if we can get up higher, get up faster than that. Yeah, we can get up faster than that. Cool. So right about there. Done. So again, it's one of those things where if you're coming off the highway or you're going this way or that way, it doesn't matter. But if you want to bypass this because you're going straight, then you should just take the tunnel so that you don't have to stop here. You don't crowd the roundabout because of that. And basically the only people using the roundabout are people who want to, you're traveling this direction and you need to go that way, or you're traveling this direction, you need to go that way, or this direction, you need to go this straight ahead, right? There will still be many uses for this, but in the case of this direction, there's a way to get around it, and that's hopefully going to limit the sheer volume of cars coming from this side and coming from this side to get that way. Hopefully that will limit how much stress will be on this roundabout later on. We can also help it a little bit too, just by doing something like this, where we basically, similar to what we just did already over there, the other side, over there on that side, is we take you around, right? And we just let you basically wrap it around, if I can. Game. Come on, video game. Yep, wrap it around and just allow it to, you know, connect that way. Bypass, right? Same thing here. We can do the same thing here. We can just come up like this and we can say, hey, you know what? You don't want to, if you want to just go this way, you can. You don't need to go through the roundabout. You can just do so by, you know, going like that. Easy, right? Bypass. Keeping as many cars out of here as possible so that the roundabout doesn't get overloaded. All right, so there's our traffic system that is going to help us as we plan to use personal cars as a core element of our republic. I think it's going to work out quite well. I think it's going to allow for a lot of vehicles to move through here very fluidly and not mesh necessarily with the local traffic that will end up being in here, which is pretty good. So this has been 30 minutes of just this, but I think, honestly, I'm hoping that was really interesting for you guys. I'm hoping it because I've been planning it for a bit. I've been thinking about it for a bit, and if everything I want to have happen over here actually ends up happening, we're going to see some really cool simulation going on over here with traffic, and I'll probably see 10 frames per second when I get all these cars on the road, but who knows? Mark it. That's our new traffic system that we're going to have later on, okay? Now, for the remainder of this video, I want to talk about parking lots, labor. We got this done, right? And you can see we have 6 helicopters for passengers, and all of them are gone, which is a good sign. It means we have plenty of workers over here, and helicopters are picking them up pretty regularly. Very good. We've almost got this balance down like perfectly, you know? I have enough room to add one more helicopter, and it's looking like I have enough labor to add it too. So I'm thinking I'm going to add another helicopter here because I can. So we're going to say another MI8. It's white goes here. That's another helicopter for that side, which is great. Okay. We're going to have some trains having problems, track builders, things like that. I may actually go ahead and scrap this AGMU and just replace it with a bigger track builder. I think it's probably about time to do that. I've been using this still because every once in a while when you have to delete a track, it's nice that this thing is usually the one that goes and deletes it because it's nice and small. But at this point, I'm thinking it's time we scrap this. I'm going to have it go. I'm going to have it turn around and make its way over to the scrapping facility. I think it's about time we do that. So I'm going to let it do that. And then to replace it, of course, we need to buy another one. So over here, can I buy it from here? I can buy a new vehicle or mechanism, yes. And we're going to buy another EDK 300. I'm going to buy a black one. A greenish, yeah, a black one is fine. Yeah, look at this thing. It's 1.3 million now. Oh my God. I'm going to buy another one of the big ones. So now all we have are, we now have 6 EDK 300s and 2 tunnel boring machines. That's a pretty good, I think that's setting us up pretty well here. And then the wear and tear on all the machines is almost nothing. I guess they're still going to do something in here. Where's this tunnel boring machine? Oh, you guys are waiting for the lights. Okay, hang on. Where is this? All right, you're waiting for the lights. You're going to build that track, and you're going to build this track. Why are you guys... Is there somebody underneath already? No. So why are you waiting? Let's examine the colors. So this whole thing is purple. That's why. If there's a train building a track, you know, if there's a train building this one, then you guys can't go. This is what happens because the whole thing is one section. So, yep, we're just going to have to babysit it and tell it that it's allowed to bypass. That's completely fine with me. So now you can go where you need to go, okay? Please build the track that you're destined to build. Thank you. I don't know why you're still questioning this. You shouldn't be a question mark. Just go where you got to go, guys. We'll put signals in later. Yeah, and so that's why, because these two track builders are over here building these two, and they don't have signals yet, so it's okay. For the remainder of this video, not track builder, babysitting, okay? The remainder of this video is going to be about food. So I've cleared this out, right? We don't have this anymore. And I left you with a little bit of a cliffhanger at the very end of the last video that says I was building a tunnel. What's it for? Well, this tunnel is going to be a tunnel that takes them into grain storage here. It's also going to be the way out of grain storage. So this is going to be both directions because we're going to use this out instead of this one to bring, you know, it's a dirt road that brings them all the way over here, and then it connects here, and then the tunnel actually can bring it around. We end up with a tunnel that looks like this, okay? Now, why would I possibly do that for something? It's a high traffic road? No, not really. We need fire coverage here, and you have to have something that's a road connection. But I don't want to use this. And the reason for that is because the factory connection for this is on the left side relative to the screen of the road. So in other words, the factory connection is here and the road is here. So if I use the road, I can't use the factory connection. I need to use the factory connection because the second of food, we're overloaded on food here, see? So the second food maker, if you will, is going to be right here. What I'm hoping to do, what I think I can probably get away with here, because I don't think we need a second distillery. I think I kind of messed up on that. And so at the moment we have the distribution offices. They are going to be loading alcohol from that second distillery until it's empty. They can also load it from the warehouse too, I believe, from the road cargo station, but I'm going to actually make it to where they don't do that. So I want them to load. Yeah, direct from the distillery is probably not needed, so we just get rid of that. I want you guys to not load it from the... Where is it? It's not the Sternakova warehouse. Right here. Is this one? Yeah. I want you to not load alcohol from here. This is a temporary change, so that you will exclusively load alcohol from this building. And then when this building is empty of its alcohol, I will demolish this building. We will only have the one alcohol maker. I'm going to backtrack on that because what I'd rather have in this spot is the food factory. And we're going to put the food factory, I think, kind of like this. Kind of like, where is it? We hit T. That's how we do it. Yeah. We're going to have the food factory kind of right here. Okay. What I'm hoping happens here is that by placing this here, it's going to allow me to use the factory connection. I can maybe angle it a little bit better. That'd be great. Probably here. Probably right here. But the factory connections are going to connect to this one and this one. Basically the same one that the alcohol is already using. We're going to use those two so that alcohol, so that once again the crops are connected to the food factory, and also so that the food can go in here. Because as we get to more people, that's going to become an increasingly big issue. Now we are having a little bit of a death spiral here happening. What's going on? Crime is very high. Let's take a look at our population really quick. So 43 deaths last month. No, we don't have that bad of a population problem. I'm just not reading it right. I thought we had almost 18. I'm seeing this number go down. I'm not crazy, right? The number's totally going down. It says it's because of crime. So let me take a quick look at the overlay. Well, it doesn't say that it's because of crime, but I'm just assuming it's because of crime. So we have, I guess, one here. Refinery has one. There's not anything wrong over here. Prison's got 82 people in it. We're having a little bit of a hard time keeping up there, so I might need to add a couple more houses in Cernikova just to get people walking there. I could add a house or two, potentially, maybe on this side with parking lots so that they can also drive over and get what they need. But this place here is not designed for car usage as much. I'm going to place parking lots right in here, and then they can walk across and get to where they need to go from there. So I guess I theoretically could make that happen. You could place like, you know, a couple of houses right here, and then that way they could walk to the prison and work there. That's doable. But that's just the prison. Unreported crimes, unpatrolled crimes. Got a few in here. So are my police overloaded? Is that what's happening? I mean, they're clearly, you know, doing stuff with crime, and my courthouse is completely bare at the moment, so that can't be it. So I'm not entirely sure why that's the case, but I mean, if that's the case, then I can add another small police department or something to help out. If you need another one. We are kind of spread out, so I mean, maybe that's just what's needed. We could do another small police station, and maybe I put that over here. Yeah, people could just walk over here and work, and we have another police station now. Kind of want to bring this so that we could, because you see how there's no crossing here? Like if a police car wants to get over to like this area, it's gonna have to go all the way over to the roundabout and then back around. I think it'd be probably a good idea to have at least one of these two roads cross, and I think it's gonna be this one. So if I put this here, I think that will be a good idea to allow the police to move around a little bit more. So I'll get that in here, and then maybe we'll get some Cernikova labor over here too or something. And then we'll put the police station. If it needs help, if they need help patrolling crimes, I want to help it. So this is what we'll do. Put the police station right here. And we really don't need an asphalt road there. We can deal with gravel. Cars are never going to get up to their max speed here anyway, so it's fine. And then for the for housing and everything and getting people to move to work there, right? Let's put an asphalt path here. And then put an asphalt path also over like this. You know, that's not as helpful. Well, if we do it like this, it's fine. I just want people to be able to get here really easily, so that's what I'm looking for. We could do something like this, I guess. Yeah, just right here is fine. This allows people to work here, okay? And so let's also get road crews to maybe focus on these as well, with this one being a priority like that. Okay, good. That's what we're looking for. An extra couple of police cars might make the difference in patrolling crimes, you know? My happiness has dropped severely between last video and this one. I'm not entirely sure why, other than the crime, which is affecting a lot of people. Arrival to prison, of course, is going to affect them. Unable to visit hospital. So let's take a look at that really quick too. Unable to visit hospital. I mean, we could take a look at health percentages. If there's a particular place, like over here. Okay, so this place over here has fairly poor health from what I can see. Down to 70% and stuff. So to help with this, I think what I'll do is I'll add a little clinic. Add a little clinic over here that they can use to help get themselves treated. And we could maybe, I don't want to get in the way where that parking is going to be, which is kind of everywhere here. If I put the clinic here, they could walk there. Yeah, maybe I'll put the clinic right by the pump jack. Yeah, right by the pump jack. That's what we're going to do. I'm down for that. Over by the orphans. They need better health care anyway, these orphans. So we'll do that with an asphalt path that goes this direction and then over. Really? You're not going to let me curve that? For real? I mean, it's the orphanage, right? Yeah, it's that corner of the orphanage right there. I have to go around that corner. Like that. Looks a little squiggly, but it'll work. Done. And then we could put a little gravel one here, I suppose, to give good access that way too. And then if there is, I don't know if there's ambulances in clinics. I don't remember, but just in case there is, let's make that a gravel road, just in case there is. We'll get our road crews to work on this with a higher priority as well. Helicopters, can you help out with this or no? Yeah, you can help out with that. That's good. And then we'll get a few extras to come in here as well to work on these roads. So provide a little bit better health there. And is there anywhere else that needs it? There's a lot of good health over that side. The more people, right? The thing is, we've added a lot of people and it's very dense. So getting a second full hospital might not even be a bad deal. I do plan to have another one over in this area which can respond quickly to over in this area. So, I mean, I guess that's the way to go. We'll have another helicopter. I'll have another hospital there. Sorry. And then how's the health over this side? Looks pretty good overall. I think we're doing pretty well. Let's take a look at Cernikova. Looks pretty good. I have no complaints at all about this. Yeah, it looks good. Other than maybe having a little bit less labor here than I'd like. You know, with the sake of buses having to come around, there's 226 people waiting here. Holy moly. Is the passenger train coming soon? The train is coming soon, right? I might need another train. Oh, speaking of which, I do have the other trains. They're done. They're already been brought here, so I can place this. Yeah, what's that? Oh, this is the one that ran out of fuel on me. I had a train run out of fuel. I just had trucks that couldn't get where they need to go. I was remaking roads and all that stuff. So you need to get back in service. That's why that's happening. This train needs to get back in service, go get fuel, and then we're going to create, right, 2 additional trains. I didn't get all the cars apparently, so I need to go back and get the other car from the border. But I can put this one to work, and that's pretty simple. All we'll do is we're going to have you stop at this one, right? You pick up people. You just pick up people. You can unload, whatever, I don't care. Pick up people, and then you take them over to this stop, and you just drop them off, and they work here now. That's how that's going to work. You unload the workers, all right? And that's the route that this train will have. Now, I don't know whether or not they are particularly needed here yet, but if I can get more people working this, then I can make more steel, right? Everybody likes to have more steel. We have a mixed waste problem here, though. We're not getting the mixed waste unloaded, and wondering why. Okay, so this is absolutely not sufficient. We don't have enough garbage trucks. So I will need another technical service office with more garbage trucks to get rid of this. And the train is fine, right? This is all fine. This is empty. So it's really just about trucks at this point. There's a lot of waste coming out of steel. So we're going to need a technical service office. And gosh, I'd like this to be really close to here. I could put it off this way, but no, I really need it to be close by. I'm going to have to do it right here. Or not have to do it here, but I'm going to do it here. I'm going to do it right up next to this. I'm going to build a technical service office here. Let's get helicopters and no path. Did I disconnect the road again? I keep doing this. Oh, right. I disconnected it here. Yeah, that's true. The road is gonna have to wrap around a different way. That's why. That is why. It's not about a lack of trucks. I've cut the whole damn road off. They can't get in here. We might be fine on this. Hold off on that. We might be all right on that. I didn't think I had a truck problem. But I was like, okay, well, I mean, doesn't matter what I think. I'm demonstrating to me I have a truck problem. But I guess I don't have a truck problem, or maybe I don't have a truck problem. I really don't want this road to go that way, though. This close to the rail. I was really hoping not to do that. Oh, well. We're going to put it up there for now. At least gives them a path. A path is pretty damn important until this bridge is done. And then they can run through here, right? But I just cut that whole road off, and that's why. So we should see garbage trucks leaving now. There they are. Starting to use this road to get over there. It's probably a good idea to have another one here anyway. I'm going to build it. Screw it. I don't care. Just have them build it. I'm all right with it. Extra garbage trucks is always a good thing. Well, maybe not always, but it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. And we'll have this road constructed as best as we can. Helicopters getting in here doing what they can do anyway. Yep, bring in all the resources. Doing pretty well there. So if I can get more labor right into steel, we'll have a lot more steel. And the mechanical components, we're already unable to really make these. So I'm just going to go down to 10 here because we're unable to really make any more anyway. We're fully loaded on the mechanical components here. So I need to finish this station as well. So let's get that to be a priority so that I can hook that up. And then we can start selling mechanical components at the border, which would be great for our budget because we're kind of stagnant at the moment on budget-wise. I think we're kind of sitting still. Yeah. Anyways, I did say that the rest of this video is going to be over here, and then I got like totally sidetracked. But I guess I can't really put the food in here yet until they empty this out. And maybe what we can do... The alcohol's not loaded there, so maybe what I can do... Could I have a covered hull? Just a spare covered hull? You're a meat truck. Yeah, I got you. All right, get rid of this route that you have here. We're going to have you first drop off your crops here. You're going to unload everything right there. Yep. Then after that point, I want you to come to here, load the alcohol, and then dump it into here. And then just report back. This is 10 tons, right? Yeah. No, 6.5 tons. You have to do this twice. Yeah, so then go back here, load this again, then come here, unload it, and then come back to the road depot and do nothing. All right. I want you to do that now, please. Are you moving? You're moving to get fuel, but that's okay. At least you're moving. Also, just as an update, I took one of the cars, box cars, away from the crop train. So now when the train stops, I'm hoping it doesn't stop traffic here. Because I did have some unpatrolled crimes here because the crop train was stopped here and the police actually were stopped from getting in here. So to prevent that from happening, I took one of the box cars away in hopes that it wouldn't cause a problem anymore. We'll see how it goes. Not sure, but there is another thing I need to do, and that is I need to make sure that I can properly maintain vehicles. And also, I need to be able to get more things into here. So by taking that away, right, later on, I want to have more trains in here. How am I going to do that? Am I really going to build that little wooden segment again? I don't want to do that. So to basically stop me from having to do that, we're going to have a wooden track from this side. It's going to go right before this signal. We're going to have this come right off this signal right here. It's going to go this way and then this way. Okay. And then we're also going to have you from here come out and go that way. Like that. That's easy. And then the signals can now be here and here. Piece of cake. And then this signal will just be here. Okay, keep that into as an intersection. When we end up, what that does for me, I think I actually need to make these two-way still. Yeah, still need to be two-way. What that does for me is it lets me access this long train depot from this side. So I can bring trains in on this side and they can be deployed on this side. I wanted to do the same thing with this over here, but I haven't gotten around to building the rest of the track over here yet. It hasn't really been all that important to me, but maybe I should start looking at it. There's almost all of the fuel is out of here now. That makes me happy. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, and maybe the next train to get fuel here will just drain the rest of it. But if there's a little bit of fuel left in there, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a little bit of hazardous waste, which we are more than capable. Well, we were going to be more than capable of taking care of, but now I have a problem with that. So why don't we take a look? I'm wondering if it's pollution, or do we, because I removed this, all of the technical service offices, they have nowhere to take their hazardous waste now. I'm wondering if that's why these are filling up. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Like, look at all the hazardous waste that's in here, potentially, right? So I need to get that back in here too. We took it off because we have to be able to maintain stuff, right? So I have to figure out where this is going to go. Waste. We'll use I just want a little dump. Yeah, a small dump is acceptable in this situation, I think. So we'll just do one right here like this. How much does it hold? 80 tons? We're never going to have more than 80 tons of hazardous waste, I don't think. So put this in here. Get this to be that direction. Let's accelerate that construction, please. And this one too, yes. These need to be these are very important. And then helicopters probably can help with this for now because it's not accessible by trucks right now. But this is going to allow me to at least have the road like this. And that gives the repairs access or repair access to this, right? We need to be able to, you know, to repair that wear and tear and all that. Yeah, we're breaking down the AGMU. That thing's being scrapped as well. Gonna give us some steel. Looking pretty good. Feeling pretty good, I mean. And then as soon as that truck comes in here and empties out this place, I'll tear that down too. Okay? So I'm gonna let it run just for a little bit, but I'll see you guys in the next video because I feel like an hour is good and I don't need to like introduce the time lapse right now after an hour, okay? So tell you what, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you. We've been doing so much asphalt that we don't have any more bitumen. Isn't that crazy? I need to have a lot more people on fuel. This supply is going down. So we need more people to come over here too. Hazardous waste is building up. That's what happened. Yep. So hazardous waste building up. We need to get that going. That's the #1 priority right now for everybody to just build. It's just a dump and all the resources are already on site. So it's not a big deal. Just get people over here and build it. So once that's done, then we'll have all of our technical service offices. I'll move them to start dropping off the hazardous waste here and we'll continue processing it from there. Okay. We have chemicals already built in here too. Yeah, we're good on the chemicals. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate you. I hope you liked the video. Bye-bye.